This is the Rays POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the Tampa Bay Rays, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Hello and welcome to another victorious edition of the Tampa Bay Rays POSTCAST, your spot for instant Rays reaction every single day, all part of the Locked On Podcast Network. My name is Jonathan Shields. Make sure you guys go follow me on Twitter at Johnny10Shields. I continue to be super duper active over there. And this one, we're going to talk about how the bats dominate former Rays pitcher Zach Eflin. We're going to talk about this lineup depth being on full display. We're going to touch on what a stretch that this Rays team is on, and we're going to look ahead to how the Rays can pick up their fifth win in a row tomorrow. But first, got to talk about Ryan Pepio.
This is what you'll be talking about.
We're going to be talking about 8 innings, 11 strikeouts, 4 hits, 1 earned run. That's Ryan Pepio. I mean, he has been ridiculously good lately, and his ERA is down to 3.1. He has not, we touched on this yesterday, he has not allowed more than 3 runs in a game since April 15th. And a lot of those have been 0 or 1 runs. I mean, he has just been ridiculously good. Pure filth. His changeup today, filth. I mean, I think at least 4 or 5 of his strikeouts around that changeup. He only went over 15 pitches an inning once. And that's why he's our player of the game.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
He never, outside the 4th inning, he never got into trouble. He was dominant. The Orioles couldn't do anything. It was one of the most impressive outings I've seen out of him since he's been with the Rays. And this was one of the more impressive games I've seen for the Rays since, look, there's been a lot of impressive ones, but I mean, literally from the first pitch, I won't say that because Ryan Pepiot walked Jackson Holliday and he got down 3-0. But since the bottom of the first inning on, the Rays completely dominated the game. And ever since they turned the double play that, Jackson Holliday should have been picked off at first anyway, but ever since they turned that double play, it was just, they just completely took off from there. Josh Lowe hits the home run, and then they're just unstoppable. But Ryan Pepio did get into a little bit of trouble, and that's where we're going to get to our turning point of this game.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
The only trouble that Pepio got in was in the 4th inning. He gives up a home run to Adley, and this is after the Rays go up 3-0. So all of a sudden, it's 3-1. And then, 2 Orioles batters get on. And then, Pepio is struggling a little bit, right? How's he going to get out of it? It's kind of looking a little bit iffy. And boom, he immediately gets a double play. It was a great play by Junior, and the Rays turned a lot of really big double plays. And this one, there's a reason why they're second in the league in double plays. It's because they're so strong defensively. They very rarely lose games. They wait for the other team to make a mistake, and they pounced. And this time, it was kind of, the bump by Morel. Really good to see Morel. We're going to get more into on Morel later. But the bump by Morel, Orioles went ready for it. Boom, Rays immediately capitalized. The Josh Lowe should have been safe. They didn't let it, haunt them too much. They immediately got right back to work. And when Ryan Pepio was pitching like this, it's just very difficult to beat this Rays team. And what he's been doing in that 4th inning was so big because he got the double play and then he got a strikeout. And it was like, okay, like the Rays aren't going to lose this game. That was the one scary moment. Pepio just navigated it through it so well. I mean, he was just so good. But we'll talk more about Pepio later. Let's talk about this offense. Everyone except for Jose Caballero. Come on, Cabby. Got a hit. How dare he? And, I mean, this was just dominant stuff from the first pitch. The Rays got 14 hits. I believe Eflin was charged with 12 of them. Is that right? It is. Eflin went 5 innings, 12 hits, 7 earned, 2 walks. Most hits by Zach Eflin this season. I mean, it was just actually check that career high hits given up for Zach Eflin. I had to recheck my notes. Career high for him. I mean, just the Rays were dominant, and I don't know if because Eflin was on this team last year, but they weren't really fooled by anything. They were all over him from the first pitch. I mean, Brandon Lowe was all over him multiple times. He had 2 hits. Aranda just continues. Everyone needs to go vote Jonathan Aranda to be the All-Star, first baseman in the All-Star game. I mean, he's just ridiculous. Hitting 324 now, 2 more hits. He laced the double his first time up. Obviously, Mangum, if we're going to do co-MVPs, obviously Jake Mangum would be the offense MVP. I mean, I tweeted this. He impacts the game in so many ways, the way you can in a baseball. And baseball is the most team-oriented sport that there is in professional sports. There's no team, like very rarely does one player win a game, right? Or impact a game. But man, for as much as one player can, outside of a pitcher, one position player can impact a game, Jake Mangum impacts that game. I mean, he is just so impactful. And he did it with the infield singles, right? He looked like Chandler Simpson. And some of those came in really big times. Like the one in the third, after things got a little bit iffy, and it was with 2 outs. And it's like, are the Rays going to take advantage of this chance? And they did. And the one in the second that continued that rally, just both of them came at really just opportune times for the Rays. And it really kind of, what's the right word? He kind of not reestablished, but it confirmed the momentum that the Rays had. He didn't let it waver. And those were really big spots. And Jake Mangum came through again and again. It was just a constant pressure. This is the 4th straight game, all in this little 4-game winning streak, where the Rays have scored at least 7 runs. And they're just doing it a variety of ways, right? I mean, they're doing it with the long ball. I mean, Brandon Lau's home run, I mean, hit the moon. I thought it was just demolished. They were doing it with the short game. You see Morel bunting, and you see them just doing it in just so many ways. They are missing. They just aren't missing on their pitches, and they're just beating you so many ways, right? They're beating you with doubles, with singles in big times. I mean, they're top 5 in the league with runners in scoring position after being so terrible last year. I mean, cannot say enough good things about this offense. But let's talk about this lineup depth, because it's something I harped on, especially when I started this. I mean, you get Morel in the 9th spot getting 2 hits. Jansen had a big single. Obviously, Cabby went 0 for 4. Magnum 3 hits. Cammy 3 hits. Or Cammy 2 hits. Aranda got on base 3 times with 2 hits. Everyone except for one batter got on base. I mean, you can't really draw it up any better. They've been ridiculously good. And I really want to talk about Christian Morel, because I think it's very admirable what he's done lately. And he's playing every 5th day. I don't think you guys understand. He's seen Major League pitching once every 5th day. And against Boston, he went 0 for 4, but he had a home run that would have been a home run, and a hit that would have been a home run in 24 other ballparks. He's hitting 267 in May with an on base of 267. He hasn't walked. I thought he had a few walks, but he's still putting together really good at bats. I mean, the one that sticks out to me was the one in Miami, where in the 9th inning, or it wasn't against Miami, it was against the Rangers in the 9th inning, where he laces that single and keeps that game going until obviously craziness happened and the Rays walk it off. But I really kind of despise how Kevin Cash took him out in the 9th inning when they're up 7-1. Unless there's like another underlying injury there, like, why do you need a defensive replacement when you're up 6 runs? Like, I truly think that's kind of a slap in the face to Christian Morel. I mean, this guy, he's not really been given an opportunity. And when he has, I thought he's played pretty well recently. But, I mean, I think if you really want to take a hard look at him, you cannot play him. Last time he played before this, that was a pinch hit against. It was last Tuesday. He went almost 6 days. He went 6 days, or almost 6 days, without starting a game. I mean, this is a guy that you invested a lot into. Like, he should play at least one more game this series. And the Rays aren't facing a lefty, at least through the Tiger series, at least this entire homestand, which, first of all, bodes really well for their offense. But, I mean, they aren't facing a lefty until June 24th when they play the Royals. So you're telling me you're not going to start Christian Morel for another week? I mean, I know Morel has really been a hot topic, and I think it's not crazy that you do with him and Meisner what you're doing with Cabby and Walls. Just play them every other day. I mean, they're fighting for that same roster spot, in my opinion, when Pistachios comes back. So, I mean, I just think Morel deserves a little bit more of a look, in my opinion, because I thought he's handled this like a champ, and I'm happy for him to go 2 for 4. And one of his ground outs was at like 107, and then obviously he ripped that double. But I really just wanted to highlight that when talking about the lineup depth in this one. But we'll talk about what a stretch the Rays are on and what they need to do to carve out another win right after this. This episode is brought to you by FanDuel. The NBA playoffs are here, and FanDuel is giving new customers an incredible way to get in on the action. Right now, when you join FanDuel, place your first $5 bet, when you place your first $5 bet, if it wins, you'll get $250 in bonus bets. And for me, you guys know, I love the same game parlays. And the NBA Finals right now is actually going on. Game 5 is going on right now. So you guys can go on and do a little bit of in-game same-game parlay. So a live same-game parlay. And so I think the Pacers are down right now. If you think the Pacers can come back and win, Tyrese Halliburton's going to have 15 points in the second half. You can go bet that. And again, don't miss out. Head to FanDuel.com and claim your $250 in bonus bets today. This episode is also brought to you by Just Ingredients. When it comes to fueling your body, quality matters. That's why Just Ingredients is changing the game with clean, high-quality products designed to support better health and peak performance. Just Ingredients offers an NSF-certified line of protein powder, electrolytes, pre-workout, and creatine, all rigorously tested to ensure they're free from substances banned by major athletic organizations. Just Ingredients also partners with two-time MVP Bryce Harper, who trusts their NF-certified sports line to fuel his training and recovery. I love that Just Ingredients prioritize wholesome, nourishing ingredients without all that artificial junk. Just Ingredients, visit justingredients.us and use code LOCKEDONMLB for 20% off. And for more wellness tips, follow at just.ingredients on Instagram. So if you guys are in the live, make sure to leave a comment. We will be getting to them at the end, as we always do. But let's talk about the stretch that this team is on, because I remember vividly the podcast where we came on and talked about, man, like the Rays are in danger mode. It's that Monday, the May 19th game. And it's almost been a month since then, and the Rays have been the best team in baseball since then. Since that game, the Rays have only lost six times. I believe they're 19-6 in that stretch, and now all of a sudden they're up to 8 games over 500, as they have another chance to get to 2.5 back, as the Angels are up 1-0 in on the Yankees, but it is at the bottom of the 11th, and the Yankees do have 2 on. So we'll be keeping up with that game, see if the Rays can inch even closer. So just look, the stretch this team's on is insane. The starting pitching, which has been kind of polarizing for only going 5 innings, let the bullpen take over. They have the most innings pitched in baseball right now. I mean, he starts with Ron Pepio. Zach Littell always gives you innings. Drew Rasmussen has been probably the Rays' best pitcher. Taj Bradley and Shane Baz have been inconsistent, but when they're on, they're really on, as we saw with Shane Baz the other day. So just kind of this team, the way they've been doing it, I remember talking to you guys when they would win earlier in the year, when they won that. It was like 5 in a row when they went through Arizona and San Diego. It was 1-0. It was 2-1, right? It was pitching leading them. Now it's complete wins. And it's just, I mean, they've played some of the best teams in baseball during this stretch. They've played the Mets. They've played, the Red Sox, who were high, even though they lost 2 or 3 to the Red Sox, actually. They played Houston twice, who have now kind of gotten on a roll. They've played Minnesota when Minnesota was on their hot streak. They played Toronto right before Toronto got on, being the hottest team in baseball. So it's not like they're playing, the Rockies, even though they did play the Marlins. It's not like they're playing the Rockies, like the Pirates, any of those teams aren't any good. They're playing, high quality baseball teams. And it is, this team deserves multiple All-Stars. So I did my voting for today. You get 5 votes every single day. You guys go to the bio in the Rays Instagram, whether it's Twitter, Instagram, wherever, or just, go to, I think it's MLB.com/vote and vote the Rays for the All-Star game, because they deserve. Junior, Brandon Lowe, and Jonathan Aranda all deserve to be All-Stars. So does Drew Rasmussen. I mean, the Rays deserve 4 All-Stars. And I'm going to keep harping on that until hopefully they get them in. But let's look ahead till tomorrow to see what the Rays need to do to pick up another win. It will be Dean Kramer, right? I think it's Kramer, for the Orioles. And he's been one of their best pitchers, especially as of late. He's 5-7 with a 4.99 ERA, 61 strikeouts. His whip is a 1.3. As of late, I mean, the month of May, he was really good. In the month of May, his ERA was a 2.72. In June, he's given at least 4 earned in his last 2 outings. So that's why his ERA has kind of ballooned a little bit. But his last start against the Tigers, all of the 4 runs that he gave up all came in 1 inning. So outside of that, he was really, really good. And he pitched behind an opener, which was interesting in that one. But he went 7 innings with 8 strikeouts behind an opener. So, the Rays, Zach Eflin was probably their best starter, the Orioles' best starter, but will need to be on the air game once again, as Zach Littell, and the Rays have just been on a roll whenever Zach Littell was pitched recently. He was, and we all know the story with Littell at this point. I mean, he's got to stop giving up the home runs. And look, 1 a game is fine if it's a solo home run, but he gave up 4 of them against the Red Sox. I mean, that's just kind of inexcusable. As the last time he pitched, he led Major League Baseball in home runs given up. He's given up 21. But I mean, that ERA is a 3.8. So again, all you can ask out of your pitchers is go give you a quality start. Go, 6 innings and giving up three runs or less. And that's what, I think Littell needs to do. And then again, the key for the Rays so often, they're so good. I think they're 31-4 now when leading after 7 innings. They only have 40 wins. Only 40 wins, that's a lot. But I'm saying in comparison, get a lead early, hold that lead. You'll have your entire bullpen available. Oh, and by the way, it's really good to see the new arm for the Rays they got from Houston. Whitley pitched today. And he's really good. He went through an inning and 12 innings pitched. So don't be surprised if the Rays turn him into, another stud. But let's get to the comments as Gary is back. He says, great to be live again. Great to have you back, Gary. The Rays are road warriors, but there's no place like home, no place like the Dome. In the case of the Trop, that is true. Missed the Trop. As he also talks about the Rays picked up right where they left off in New York since trailing 5-1 the top of the 6th this Friday in New York. The Rays have outscored their opponents 30-5. What a stat by Gary. And the Rays have dominated their last 3 games. And I would argue they even dominated that 4th game because I really do think that the Rays kind of beat themselves until they stopped beating themselves and they turned it up on the Mets. But Gary also talks about, how about Zach Eflin? No, he had not some complimentary thoughts about the Rays fans when he was traded, but I was appreciative of the way he chose to come to the Rays as free agent in 2023. Like I said, look, I'm a Zach Eflin fan. I try not to speak, ill of him concerning his comments. Like, I think that he was just upset that he was traded in the first place because, Tampa Bay was his home. I'm pretty sure he was from Sarasota. So, but yeah, I mean, the crowd I thought was really good tonight. The crowd was into it from the beginning. And, it's tough. Yeah, I like Zach Eflin, but the Rays shelled him tonight. And any, premeditated thoughts he thought about the Rays definitely kind of got thrown back right in his face. And Gary also asked me any thoughts about the Rafael Devers trade to San Francisco. I see it as a salary done by the Red Sox. The return was rather modest at best. I actually love a few friends that are Red Sox fan, and they are just distraught. And they should be. You traded away one of the best hitters, one of the most feared hitters in the American League for, frankly, in my opinion, a bag of peanuts. And, analytically, I guess it's the right move, but we've seen how analytics have come back to bite the Rays in the butt a little bit, throughout the year. So I'm not a fan of it, but I am a fan of it in the sense that, the Rays don't have to play them like 14, 15, 16 times a year. As you go to It's Cat, he says, I thought Cabby got the homer early in the game. I mean, the way that he walked off made me think that he had it too. I mean, he thought it was like a no doubter, right? But I ended up just missing. But Cabby, I mean, how about the over the shoulder catch he had? I think in the 9th inning. I mean, he still provides just so much value. As we go to our Genius, who's back in here, he says, we're going after your spot, Yankees. As the Yankees have bases loaded, 2 outs in the bottom of the 11th. Anthony Volpe's up. So if you guys are watching, the replay, you already know the outcome. So hopefully that game will end and we'll have some clarity if the Rays are 2.5 back or not. As Gary talks about, how do you feel about the challenges rules as it stands right now? If you lose the first inning challenge where the Rays did, you don't get another one. Should there be 2, 1 for each half of the game? No, I do think there should be 1. But if the umps do get a call egregiously bad like they did today, I think there should be like a buzzer and be like, look, kind of like in football, right? They'll have like a booth-oriented review. I know the NBA is something like that too, where you like, look, like you got to correct this call. Like it's pretty awful. I'm not saying it should be on balls and strikes, but if there's something as egregious as the one on Josh Lowe and his bunt earlier, like it needs to be figured out. Like that is just egregiously bad from that umpire. And the Angels, we're looking live now. Anthony Volpe cannot get it done. The Rays are 2.5 back of the division. What a run this team is on. The Rays have won 4 in a row. The Yankees have lost 4 in a row. You guys just got it here live. If you're watching the replay, ignore this. You guys already know this, but if you're watching the replay, no, I appreciate you guys. And make sure you leave a like. And if you're in the live, might as well leave a like as well, as the Rays have the 3rd best run differential in the American League at plus 68. I mean, this team has just been so fun to watch. So we'll wrap it up here, guys. If you guys made it all the way to the end, make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe. If you guys are watching the replay, leave a like there. And then come join the live. And maybe you're watching this right after it, but most likely you're watching it tomorrow. Join the live tonight. We'll be live around 10 p.m. right after the game, whenever the game ends. Hopefully there's no rain delay. Fingers crossed. So make sure you guys come join. And again, I appreciate all you guys for joining. Super fun to cover this team right now. And let's hope they keep the good vibes rolling. We'll see you tomorrow.